Hi guys, Andrew here from ModelFly, and today we're going to have a look at Spektrum's all-new radio, the DX6e. So first of all, I'll take you through what's in the box. You get a manual, a full-range AR610 6-channel receiver, and a bind plug as well as the radio. And also you get 4 AA's to power the radio. The radio is a 6-channel unit running Spektrum DSM-X technology, 250 model memory, so for most guys that's going to be plenty. 6 channels as well is enough for most aircraft, indoor stuff, outdoor stuff, multi-rotors and helis. The interface and the user system is the same as what you're familiar with on most of the current Spektrum radios, so the DX9, the DX18, things like that. If you've used one of them, you'll be familiar with this. It's very intuitive, very simple to use. It includes 3-position flight mode switches as well, which is good for those new small indoor aircraft that are running safe. And the multi-rotor guys, you got your 3 flight modes set up, so you can have your horizon, acro, self-leveling mode set on that. Another neat feature of this radio at the price point is the SD card slot. This allows you to save models, share models, and also do updating of your firmware through the SD card. So it makes it really simple to keep your firmware up to date. One of the really neat features of this radio is an all-new patent pending mode switch on the back of the radio. This allows you to swap the physical flight mode from the flip of a switch. So there's no more taking the back off the radio, swapping springs around, swapping ratchets around. You can do all this with the flip of a switch. So if your friend flies mode 1, you fly mode 2 and you want to have a fly of his aircraft, you can flip the switch, change a little setting in the menu, and your mode has been changed. Also, the ratchets on the front are on the front of the radio for adjustment instead of the back. So you've got 2 ratchet choices on your throttle stick, which is smooth and ratcheting, as well as your spring tensions for all of your controls. Let's go ahead and swap the modes over. And I'll show you how to do that right now. It's really simple and straightforward. And the first step is to change the mode in the radio. So we'll go into the radio menu. We'll go down to System Setup. Yes, we want to disable RF. Now we'll go down to System Settings. Now in here you have a mode selection. So I'm a mode 1 pilot. This radio is currently in mode 2. So we're going to switch that over to mode 1. And that's all we have to do on this side of things. Now we'll go back out to the main screen and we'll power the radio down. And when you power the radio down and back up, that's when that mode change will take effect. So just hold the power switch on this radio. Now it's powered down. Now we can do the physical mode change, which is really, really simple. So on the back here, you notice this little clip. Fold that down, then we'll pop out this piece here. Now this piece just stops the mode switch moving, although the mode switch is reasonably stiff to move across, so you're not going to have to worry about it moving on its own, but this is a nice little feature to stop that from changing itself. Now this, we're just going to slide it over, going to go all the way over to mode 1, and as you'll see, we'll stick this back in. Put that back up. Now as you'll see, now the throttle side is done correctly. So on this as well, they've managed to incorporate the limiters into the change system. So you'll notice on your radio, your throttle doesn't have as much down travel as your elevator. When you do a manual mode conversion where you pop the back off the radio, you would swap those limiters across. Whereas on this radio, you can flip the switch across and it changes all of that for you. We'll power the radio back on. And now we have to do a calibration. So anytime that you change the mode, you have to do a quick calibration, which is really easy. Just going to move both sticks through their full range of motion and then put them back to the center. Okay, and we'll save that. Throttle's high. So now if we flick across to the monitor screen, you can see that the throttle is now on the throttle channel. So a mode change is as simple as that. So now that we've swapped the mode over to mode 1 for me, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set a new model up in the radio and bind it to our Zeyrok here. So what I'll do first of all is go into the System Setup menu. I'm going to go Model Select. We'll add a new model in there. Yes. We'll go Model Name. There we go. The model name is entered. We'll go back. And the first thing I'm going to do is the flight mode setup. So that is in the F mode setup menu. So we'll go in here and the flight mode setup. switch 1. So we're going to set that as switch B. So all you need to do is go onto that and flip your B switch. And that's the same with any other programmable switch. You don't actually need to scroll through and select it. You can do that off the roller if you want to, but it's as easy as flipping the switch that you want to use and going from there. So the next thing to do is do the channel assignments. So go into channel assign, go across to the channel input, and the only thing we want to change on here is the gear. We're going to put the gear to the B switch, which would be for your flight modes, and then also aux1, and that's going to go onto the bind button. So we'll just go up, select that, click the bind button, now that's set up. Go back out of here, and we're going to go into the function list. So we need to go back onto the main screen, click down, and now we're in the function list. So first thing I'm going to do is it asks you to reverse one of the channels, which is auxiliary 1. So we're going to go servo setup, go across to reverse, and auxiliary 1 down here, just going to click on that. Now that's reversed. Left to do, we're going to do the dual rate. So go dual rate and expo right here. Now on the Zeyrok, they run a 75% dual rate in switch position 2, and in switch position 0, oh sorry, switch position 1 is 75% and 0 is 100%. So for our aileron, you can set these to whichever switch you'd like to use. I'm going to set it to switch F. I'll just go up there and flip switch F. I'll set switch F to the 1 position and go up and reduce that to 75%. Now I'll do the same thing for the elevator. Select the switch, I'm going to put that on switch C, so flip switch C, leave it in the 1 position, set that back down to 75%. There we go, and rudder as well. So rudder, I'm going to stick onto switch G. And G is actually a 3-position switch. So on position 2, we're going to have it on 75%. Now back on the list, so that's our dual rate setup. The last thing to do is just set the timer up. So the timer actually comes set as it asks for on the manual. So we've got a 5-minute timer. It'll start on throttle movement upwards. Once you get past 25% on your throttle movement, your countdown timer will start. So we're ready to bind up to our Zeyrok now. So now that we've set up the Zeyrok in the DX6e, we're going to power the DX6e off, and we're going to bind it to the Zeyrok. That's powered off. We're going to put the Zeyrok into bind mode. So that's as simple as plugging this battery in, leaving it upside down until you get the quick flashing lights. There we go, that's in bind mode. Now to bind the radio, I'm going to hold the bind button down whilst powering the radio on, making sure your throttle's in the neutral position. There we go. It's binding up now. Wait for the lights to come on the Zeyrok. And there we go. All bound up and set up. Easy as that. So really excited about the release of the DX6e from Spektrum. For the price point, the radio has a lot of programmability and adjustability that is going to suit a lot of guys from beginner to advanced. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to know more information on the DX6e, please click here. If you'd like to know a bit more information on the Blade Zeyrok, please click up here. And while you're there, go and check out our new flight video on the Theory W from Blade. It's a new FPV race wing. It's really cool. Click up here for that one. Thanks for watching today, guys. I'm Andrew from Model Flight. See you next time.